Hello, my name is Kerry Dolan. I'm a hypnotherapist and a wellbeing coach, and I'm here today to just talk to you a little bit about mindfulness. I'm sure it's something that you've heard of, and today is really just making sure that we understand what mindfulness is, what the benefits are of mindfulness, and also some just really simple ways of incorporating mindfulness into your day in a way that isn't onerous or it requires lots of time or for you to change your life in any big way. And just to play around with it, to have some time to just explore some different aspects of mindfulness. So I really like this saying by Lao Tzu. I think this is a really good starting point for understanding what mindfulness is all about. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're at peace, you're living in the present. So mindfulness is the practice of deliberately pulling yourself into the present moment. And as a result of that, you only have the present moment to deal with. You know, a lot of our stresses and strains come from reliving things from the past or worrying about things from the future, and actually being in the moment thoroughly is a real respite from that, or can be much of the time. So whilst for most of us it's not going to be possible for us to live our lives fully mindfully, those little exercises that we can do and times that we take to be mindful in our day can really provide respite from a lot of the stress and strains of our lives, and also help to enhance our productivity at work, and get the most out of the fun stuff in life, the things that we love and enjoy. So that's, to my mind, the benefits of mindfulness. So mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. So as we discussed, it's about being here in the moment, paying attention. So that's usually through your senses. So what can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? And just really keeping your thoughts and your experience to this moment rather than racing off to the future and to the past. And then that word non-judgmentally just means it's about acceptance. So we're quite good at thinking about things, how, you know, what would make this better? It will be better if, it will be better when, you know, this moment, if only the sun were out, if only this were happening. And so mindfulness is about just appreciating the moment as it is. That doesn't mean you can't dream of bigger salaries and better weather and all the other things, but in our mindfulness practice, we just are being where we're at, and accepting that, even possibly the aspects of that that are less comfortable and less the way that we want them. Okay. And again, this illustration just really sums up mindfulness. So just, you can see in that image there, the idea that you're just with what's going on in that moment, as opposed to that busy brain that we all experience from time to time. So we're going to do a little mindful breathing exercise. And I'm just going to show you today how quickly you can achieve some of the results of mindfulness using some of the techniques. So this is a very popular mindfulness exercise. The breath is quite a good anchor, if you like, into our experience. And so I'm going to talk you through this for 2 minutes, and you can just have a go at it and just be aware at the end of it of how you feel, given that we've just got this 2 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer here, and if you just close your eyes and take a moment to just bring your attention to your breathing. So just get curious about your breath. Where is the breath coming into your body? Where does it come out? There's no need to change your breathing, do anything with it, just be with it, just observe it. Maybe notice whether you can feel that breath as it comes down the back of your nose or throat. Maybe you can feel the rise of your chest. Even you can perhaps feel that in your stomach. And if you're super sensitive, you might even be able to trace that oxygen as it flows throughout your body, all the way to the tips of your toes and fingers. And where does an in-breath become an out-breath? It's like the tide comes in and out. Your breath comes in and out of your body. Where does that tide turn? And as you pay attention to your breath, does it change in any way? It might change and become slower and deeper, or it might become a little bit more uncertain because you're watching it. A little bit more jerky sometimes. So just accept that and allow it to be as it is. And then open your eyes. And just take a moment to just see if you can notice any difference at all. How you feel. Do you feel maybe a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more quiet than you did before? So when we're living in the present, we have access to our senses. We're having an embodied experience. When we're living in the past or living in the future, we're not physically there, so we don't have that experience. So what really differentiates our present experience is being in our bodies and being able to see what's there and hear what's there, taste, feel, smell. So all of those things are really good ways to anchor us, to kind of be like gravity boots to hold us in the present. If you ever are trying to practice mindfulness in any particular situation, just using your senses, asking those questions, what can I see, what can I hear, what can I feel, what can I smell, what can I taste, will bring you back into your body, will force you to kind of come back here and be present. And it's a skill that we can learn, and it's something we can apply to everyday life. We're going to practice some mindfulness techniques that are specific, like that breathing technique. But once you get to understand and get a feel for what mindfulness is, then you can just apply it to any aspect of your life. So this is a series of pictures taken on my mindful bike ride, my commute to work. And you can see these are taken on different days at different times. And I always spend a couple of minutes at this particular spot every day when I'm on this bike ride, just being with my senses, noticing the difference. I don't always have my camera and think about doing presentations like this. I wouldn't be quite so mindful, but you get the gist. Okay. So thinking of the senses, and one of the most powerful senses we have is our sense of touch. So sometimes a really simple thing you can do to kind of just bring peace and bring yourself back in the moment is just a very simple hand trace. And it's the kind of thing you could do sitting at desk if that's how you work, or sitting on the bus, or sitting anywhere, standing anywhere. And you just take a hand and take the finger from the opposite hand and just very slowly trace the shape of your hand, just paying attention to the sensations both on the hand that you're tracing and also the finger that's doing the tracing, just bringing your attention to those sensations. Noticing the areas that are maybe more sensitive, more tickly maybe. Maybe there's even areas that you can barely feel. That's quite normal too. And again, that's where the non-judgment comes in. Don't concern yourself with what it should feel like, what the experience should feel like. Just be with what is. And what is might be that you actually feel quite impatient to finish, or with the whole exercise. And that's okay too. And you could go on to do the other hand. But again, as with all of these exercises, just take the moment to see how you feel after that. And you might choose to check in with your breath again. I think your breath is a really good indicator of how relaxed you are. The deeper and slower you're breathing, the more relaxed you are. And so it's a really good way of checking in to see how these things are affecting you, how they're helping you. And I think that's something that we often don't do, is actually check in with ourselves. Certainly in the past, I've had that experience where somebody's asked me how I am, and I've managed to get all through my morning, arrived at work and seen somebody who's asked me how I am, and I have to take a moment to think, I don't know. I haven't stopped all morning. I haven't reflected on that. So I think those moments of mindfulness are quite often very good places to just get a sense of how you are today. And that can be really powerful knowledge. If you know you're a bit fragile or a bit tired, then you can take better care of yourself and hopefully make slight adjustments in your day to accommodate that. So having a mindfulness practice, a particular time of day or a particular activity that you are mindful in, can be a really good time to measure how you are. If you're doing something like my mindful bike ride, if my head might be racing sometimes and I struggle to be in that moment, that's useful knowledge. Other times I feel very peaceful, very quiet. So it's a really good way of just checking in with myself on a daily basis. Okay. Another really powerful exercise is the window meditation. And this is exactly what it says, just engaging your senses. And this is something you can do from your desk, whether you're at home or at work or anywhere that you are. If you've got a window, or if you're working outside, and you can just pick a view anywhere. But literally just take some time to be mindful looking out the window. So again, I'm going to just give us a 2-minute timer. Just close your eyes. And take a look out of your window. And remember the principles of mindfulness. Tune into your senses. Maybe you haven't got great double glazing, you can probably hear some sounds from out of your window. I'm sure you can see things out of your window. You can just allow yourself to take a good look. Notice what's going on out there. And you might find that particular things that you look at trigger thoughts in your head, and your head goes wandering off. You might see someone with their shopping. We live near a a supermarket. So just seeing somebody with their supermarket label shopping bag. So I might then start thinking, oh gosh, I need to go and pick up XYZ from the supermarket. So just notice if your mind wanders away from the present moment, from your meditation, and just remind yourself of your intention to give yourself 2 minutes. So coming back to just looking at some beautiful blossom outside my window, a gorgeous blue sky. I can hear the sound of traffic, gentle hum in the background. Also have a sense of tremendous stillness, which is making me feel particularly peaceful. And there we go. That's 2 minutes again. So there's a number of things that you can do to cultivate mindfulness in your day, your work day, or at home. So one of those things is to tweak your morning routine. Give yourself a little bit of time in the morning, so that you can check in with yourself. And that might be drinking your morning cup of coffee or whatever your beverage of choice might be mindfully. So mindfully would mean not with your mobile phone in hand, or whilst doing your emails, or checking on social media. So just taking some time, choosing an activity that you might do mindfully. A lot of people walk dogs, but quite often might spend that time on their smartphones or thinking about what's coming in the day, and just giving yourself at least a portion of that morning to not think about anything but where you are right now. And that can open up feelings of spaciousness and a real sense of calm. And to have that feeling of calm, to have that time with yourself before you embark on what might be a busy day, can really make all the difference. Another tip is to only check your emails at designated times. So that, depending on your role, that can be an easier or more difficult task, and how much you can limit those times, it can be different according to your responsibilities. However, emails coming in quite often sidetrack us from things that we set out to do in our day, and we can find ourselves checking our emails first thing in the morning and finding that lunchtime's come and we haven't done any of the things that we had prioritized for ourselves that day. So that can be a really powerful thing to do. Eat mindfully. Don't eat at your desk while you're working. Take the time to go and find somewhere to eat, maybe outside if the weather suits, or just away from your desk, possibly with actual people if you're in that privileged position. But take a proper break and eat your food mindfully. Enjoy your lunch, enjoy your break. Listening mindfully, whether you're listening to your colleagues, your clients, your family, just really being there. How often, particularly with the people at home, I don't know about you, but there is sometimes you do fade out and not properly listen to what's being said. So making a conscious decision to really give someone your full attention is a really powerful thing to do for them and for you. Unplugging at the end of your day, again, being mindful in your home life. So once you've gone away from work, really leaving that at work, and being present in your life, being present in your leisure time. There's one sure way to make sure that your work hours extend beyond what you're paid for, and that is to carry on thinking about work during your off time. And it's really, really important to have that time to just be present with your family or your friends, or your loved ones, or your pets, or yourself, and just really indulge yourself in the things that you enjoy and that restore you, re-energize you, replenish you. Taking regular breaks throughout your day, proper breaks, where you actually spend some time switched off, and those could be times for a breathing meditation or a window meditation, or just a walk where you bring your mindful attention to walking, but making sure that you have those regular breaks throughout your day to recharge. Being a single tasker, that can be a really, really powerful thing to do. There's a lot of myths around being multitasking and the benefits of that, but in actual fact, your brain has to shift between. It's a bit like shifting screens on your laptop. When we shift from one thing to another, you've got to reload all of the information associated. So when you're flitting back and forth, it's actually not a very efficient way to work. And gratitude is another aspect of mindfulness, a real appreciation for those things that come up in your day, especially the little things. It can be really easy to overlook the little things that are going right, or the little moments when somebody helps you out, or just is really friendly or nice or kind. So just really taking the moment to appreciate those things as you go through your day. So just a final exercise, and another one that you can do really easily at your desk or lying on the bed or the couch if you've got a few minutes to do it, but it can be done in a minute or less, or you can take your time over it. But I think it's really important to have regular check-ins, regular mindfulness activities, rather than trying to block out an hour's meditation. If you can do that, fantastic, but many of us don't have the time to do that, and actually having regular short mindfulness meditations is going to be far more effective than occasionally managing to jam in an hour of meditation. So I'm just going to take you through a quick mindfulness body scan, which is a really good way. And it's very good for health and well-being, and just keeping your keeping check on your body. There's so many, our bodies give us signs all the time of what they need. Might have a dry mouth, which is trying to tell me I need a drink of water. Or if I tune into my back right now, I can tell that I need to adjust my position. But if I'm not mindful of that, then I can very easily be sat here 2 hours on, still in that uncomfortable position. So a quick mindful body scan is a really powerful thing to do. So just again, close your eyes and begin with the very top of your head. Just focusing on the sensations on your scalp, whatever you find there. Again, that acceptance, non-judgment. Sometimes people can't even locate those sensations, and that's absolutely fine too. Sometimes it takes practice to connect with the sensations of our bodies, not something that we're all very familiar with doing. And then take that attention into the back of your head, into your cheeks and jaw, and your shoulders. Just focusing your attention on your shoulders, nothing more. Noticing how they feel. Maybe you can feel the fabric of your clothes. Maybe there's some stress or tension there, and if there is, you can just imagine breathing into that stress or tension, whatever that means to you. It's the way you might breathe into a balloon and ease out the wrinkles of the latex. And then bring your attention to your upper back. And take that focus down your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Just breathing into any tension you find. And into your arms, tops of your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your hands and fingers, just imagining any stress just pushing out the very tips of your fingers. And then to your chest, noticing the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. Your stomach, picking up on any sensations you find there. Your pelvis, buttocks, hips and thighs, knees, the backs and the fronts of your knees. Maybe you can notice the difference between the sensations on both, or maybe not. Shins and calves, ankles and feet. And again, as you reach your toes, just imagining pushing any last bits of tension out of those toes. And then opening your eyes when you feel ready to do so. Bring yourself back gently. So it's been a very brief whistle-stop tour of mindfulness, but hopefully giving you enough of a taster for some different things. So I would like to invite you to make a commitment to one mindfulness practice today that you would keep up for at least a week, just to see how you go. And that could be one of the things that we've done here today that you feel that you could commit to, and you can commit to as little as 1 minute a day. It's better to commit to something you feel happy to commit to than make big promises to yourself that you can't follow through with. As you've seen with those practices, just a couple of minutes can make all the difference. So it could be a breathing meditation, it could be the window meditation, a hand trace, or a body scan, any of those things. And just try that even once a day for 1 minute, and just see how you find that, what difference that makes for you. I'm just putting a few resources on the screen if you wanted to find out more. Some books and some people that you can look for on YouTube. Take a screenshot of that. And then finally, if you have any questions or thoughts about your experiences, or you wanted to contact me and find out more about what I do, then there's my contact details. So thank you very much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed that and that you took something useful away from it. Take care. Bye-bye.